Yanko Manchester United, my young stories this week. There be an ababe near so I can be. But what's our for friend there? My young kakakra. I've always been saying Sabona idea chile. You to mean just standards known to hot and cancer for. We will always speak to the standards. One thing I've learned in this game is that clubs need to be on more. Yana Niema administratively in Kaya Ketuabi our distance. Clubs like Barca, Madrid, Liverpool, they don't see that. In my opinion, Amorim, baby, I would Jan and Niema or me young coach, why would I think say a new coach be a D? What did me?
Because you also get there.
Meka say. Because the Yamori Media, dear me menya. But media many telephone come as an analyst. Minyanko ye coach, and I may say right now no Amori baby Janetro Etro. Nah, he's dealt with Rashford, where Manchester blood. He's dealt with Garnacho, where Manchester blood. When I come, I'm saying menu dear na baba can say, yow, when you're very careful. Why? A man for the boss Xavier Basso was the fact that or introduce Lamine and in Crank Crabbe or Bassett team no man San Hansi Flick about to us. So people feel said you Hansi Flick by digging deep into the Lamasiano. Said you not Xavier the Kaya man a Jumano Ehwati. But Oba Club mo resource no young fan by one casa pressure that also. Then in Crab Akumi be a work club no or Mumuna ono munya some of the ayaw. We a coach and let's just one person baby you. Right now, as what can I say? Kobe Menu ni Bruno, and a bet battle for the same position. Yeah, me person me didn't seem kakrewe ya kasem bako. One, the opposite option say Bruno Fernandes in the goal production also beti. Onya kwan ko the final third who be. Yeah, or yet to say 10. Strikers, you know, ya make one onya kwan no ko bashe no. He's not more closer to the box or a bit deeper. And no akachire. Number 2. So Bruno quite a final third and ball as a number 10 in the hole behind 2 strikers there. As my manager now your friend say Amorim mo catch and say about 2 strikers behind a lone striker. And my dream so about a lone number 10 or 1 player behind 2 strikers. Or about bit to say in Bomo behind Cunha and a Shesco. But he said you what can do? Bruno Bakako Casemiro ho dia. Na e yakwa ese 2 strikers. Ebebo Eddie Gina 1 striker chi enti betimi anya Cunha Mbomo behind Shesco. Tricky. I didn't see her. Obo Mbomo Cunha behind Shesco. You have 3 strikers. 3 attackers. Also about Bruno, they never Casemiro on any day against some of the big boys in the Premier League. You know, you're best of far without the ball. But you're born a crime, you know so. Ukra born in this Ukra born. Ukra born now be a Dimrika kwa anymore. But you lose born. Yeah, the defenders and Ukoni Dimrika. Mama can I say I know my lazy. I didn't see. Structurally, Manchester United be very, very, very weak without the ball. So the Bruno Beka Casemiro home. No, but 3 attackers with the Gina top one. Very dangerous against Arsenal. Very dangerous against Liverpool. Very dangerous against Tottenham Hotspur. And it's hard to coach at Chelsea on behalf of 2 or 3-1, a third one. Dear Amorim statement, you know, say every time you can say 3 back and convert it into 2 different structures. 3 back and let me 3-5-2. Antonio Conte the NB, Simone Inzaghi the NB, or 3 back and let me 3-4-3, where it converts to 3-4-1-2 or 2-1 in the final 3-4-3 no boom pieces in the final 10 and 2-1 I bear 1-2. It's not just according to Amorim almost 3 central midfielders. Yo, I'm telling you this on authority. Oh, to me for Casemiro and a Bruno and survivor against Man City with 3 strikers way. You'll be chasing goals. You'll never be thinking say without the ball send him a survival. Bruno will recover balls power or check Premier League statistics or recover balls power. But check tackles, check interceptions, check blocks. And these are the basis of a midfield job. Or block it, or intercept it, or interfere. You do all that. Amorim. Amorim, adwuma to say you de blaster share auto ado nsa no. The biya be kan sem na now can I yem hyehyɛ so. the biao bekasem apart from results, apart from performance. Yeah, na issue with indiscipline. I didn't know more in Manchester United and Ukraine. Apart from all this, results no so 29 games, 28 points. Let's just say if I'm more in the club, and this is not a young club. I feel about this is a club. I want Jim Mourinho and you want Vangandi. One you only on one student, one you gigs and you want your character. Young kind of crap and share. I'm a bro only so. No. All the Portugal caps or GG in Bermuda, that's fine. But that's not the elite football I can't want to know. Elitism is where premiership on your bono. Until I'm more there. If he's dealing with Manchester United, and Krana was no munya semino crano. And Krana was no munya semino. And then more amorim cry. Sakaunya results. Then it's a football club we are some more. Every club be as some more.
But results in the back.
Results is the only paper. The only tissue a paper cracks. Results. Club beer issues. Results and the cover beer. Results on them. So we'll be discussing Kobe Menu. What an intem. You better discuss on the Garnacho. You better discuss on the Rashford. Those players are who Manchester no. Or whom now no mudili. Results on so. And why you're rigid? Three back in the move through or jet players in a conform by. They are not comfortable in the structure. Well, I'm them. I mean, Jano. Na me share the Bukakusi. Chelsea for na kote Rio Samo Pesika one. And the idea of any Bunjitum. I am what say what fifia about Bobo no. Na my story we come and touch it, but me touch it because of your local players, you know. Premier your way there, my dear church, and I go there as an assistant. Me head coach pen na me. The Bebo club na me, but Division 2 na your coach na me head coach. So I make decisions. The told me to make decisions, you know. Wow, bench, you know, what to watch, you know. No, we start and can we no can bench you. How? But you know, said that is a job. When him say local players and idea a kumbe breed talent, a coach no pemasem. Or they may both position, I mean you're comfortable. Your local league, you know, when you get close to the boys, when they want to confide in you, and then I'm okay. Coach them pemasem. Or they may both wrong position. Maybe I want me war hangina, me bohasa, me buy or doing a boho. Yo. So how a life trajectory it here. Ubeti me the banchi ashaha, fifi, ubetu abesha baby for ubeti me fifi. Coaches need to change your position, they help you. Ebi mo so ejiriga okra. Na the Emma player being survive on one a competition. A form one number one. Now him okay Giovanni Dos Santos. Okay no.
Yeah.
Me se we la master players aba Pedro Sinchaya. Dos Santos ni player me tuche de mano.
Fabon oba.
Na Messi e cross no. It was so unfortunate. Sana de netie it won fifi wo ho. But sometimes environment fragility. Environment na wo no. Enye ye ma wo ho no down, let's move the issue of Fabregas. 60 years or shape players are basa ever graduated their senior team now. You know, say me survival. You know, call Arsenal. Big boy. Should tell me be a captain for Arsenal. Refugee Picky. I'm not catching Salamasi on yard. Of course, so Manchester or Cross one sound we came from, but he came back. No be survival. So footballer will join, you know. And you may be all starting the chess or Beffy. If you are outcasted, name our call justify or Madrid. Name our call justify a man for no Real Madrid. Or second wife for Brazil and over tormenting. I am talking to our local players. You a good spirit they have. Coaching Pemasem. Every coach you see on earth loves to have a quality player. Every coach loves a quality player. Ne to be a quality number or Stivo Dean or head training now. Never be a Stivo Prince or Bobo 2. Maybe no be a better saying or but Stivo can offer another thing. No catch us Stivo. Yambo training may use to say me match in mono. Me perceive be a bot left back, mammy try. You say, player no me say coaching him penasentino de no kwakobo. Meanwhile, or allow say a net right back and on fight here. What the club money a change coaching and another basa one peonako. But being a coach from our confidence, left back on a yodia. Harrison from the best position, you say 2 or 3. Which one are in the best position? I had to talk about or the Bodo Blaster. Rio Igmoha, Chelsea say Pelco. Chelsea say yempel ko.
Liverpool be we are.
Liverpool yamo. Mwana was pakra.
What to me?
Look at the beast now. Me onyambo ball my Liverpool no. Steve is here. My man and cry me answer. There's another tall guy or MF further. They na me catch. Train no.
Train only.
Liverpool for the behold. Oba anso abeshe go back okra na no ye. Me catch Steve.
Quite say last season your boy unyabi boy.
So yo, I feel say me catch me local boys you know. How I will be no struggles no more. But it doesn't mean say coach being power say man no. And also when you be more and now they when you want me. Look, yeah the quality pan ake de ka say de bobo. Nyame so no John boy ni kwase ko blaster. Oh, and that top me for blaster is top level now your John boy bobo no could do no. Yeah, the quality par for quality John boy be crack draw. But apart from the talent quality you have no, there are other things a game no require. There are many other things a game no require. Do the talent no come by any enough, or discipline, or attitude, or trading, or consistency, or growth. So I'm just talking to a local place, you know. The example of Rio, no, example of many other players. Daniel Mumunyina outcasted, so I have this message for a local place. Men call the next stories, no, so my Buffy.
Whoa, Mate, me that say new Mike.
And Rana me no din koma you maybe we make catch say there will likely be some historical way be IBC or the UEFA Champions League no. And true to my word, all three clubs and so qualify. And I think it's only deserving CAD or Mohun Komo. And what this means for them. And almost story. Let's start with Bodo. Baby Bodo one ho enyunu pa. Omo the Arctic Circle nim. If you know the Arctic Circle, one of the untimi mfa when interest any screen in here, headset in here, microphone here. The Arctic Circle untimi mfa some point. He said this is the Arctic Circle, but impotemu bi omo GDA say hono there are two interesting happenings. A drew almost summer. A reabe to me about 24 hours. A reane sorry, Shara Kenya Honey, you are Kazakhstan. You just come to the studio. A reab Siswa, son of Party Aching, from 6 a.m. till Saturday, Besans Wachi Berian Besiswa, a ya a reane in co. And I say, Drew went as well, a ream more. That is Bodo, a very cold area. Very cold area. But they are a club or more a use modesty. And they are sure mu team no. Because of a year Nanseya Sikasemni who you made the investment in tea. You invest a lot into these teams, you research about them. Bodo consistently have produced quality homegrown talent at the Europe. Then they have been knocking at the doors of Europe for the past 4-5 seasons. Time at Roma, no more Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
Bodo was knocking. Even last season, Obaya making history as the first Norwegian club to make the semi-final stage of any European competition. And route to semi-finals, so Lazio free, Olympiacos free, a Spurs Obeji Europa League no, and the Bodo dini free. They started with the Conference League, building Omohadri Europa League, and now consistency and performance has led them to the UEFA Champions League for the first time, and they become the first Norwegian team who making the Champions League in over 15 years. The last one was Rosenborg, 2007-2008. Rosenborg bebo Champions League in the same group as Chelsea. Season at Chelsea called final with Man U, Luziniki. They were in the same group with a Norwegian club, Rosenborg. When Rosenborg free war, not Norway club will be anywhere Wabebo Champions League group stage in Ibida. And Bodo has done it for them. But their story is interesting. Sharak, Obetmia said Bodo and a yellow toothbrush. Oh, the Bodo. Never yellow toothbrush if I saw so. Or my fans say Stadium, the yellow toothbrush never can see a pa. I pause it, they did 2 years, you know. Omo bar stadium, omo symbol, no. And there is a story behind it. Oko nowhere. There is this toothbrush company, I feel Jordan. Okay, Ebini.
Okay, so I don't grab it in your shoes and still.
They're going to be French shoes. So almost stadium in the 70s. Almost story is almost stadium. Now hono na born in developing ye. We mo na sia na mo born no way almost top flight ni bio. First na nke mo mbobi because you see baby omo wono. Sama chewa won anyway. Enti obu ni gidie kra se ball no mbetimi aye ball papa bia enti ni eyi omo to twene omo ball lower divisions no. So in the 70s they were playing a national division 2 game B. Then na supporters ne pese omo jinje omo ho na we pagya nwoma na age egu omo nim jamane hye. Nti obi o tin chen an buafu no yese mon pass baton na man say the way ma wa say be etia na ye pass baton. Nti me the man you tin na chese wo na obeton yon no. No say mon pass baton na man nti the o tin chen no toothbrush hye ne bottom. No yi toothbrush ne the man no na be car ho. So it's become a tradition of Bodo fans, whether home or away, the yellow toothbrush, the big one, always accompanies them. And you're from the yellow horde. So you will see much yellow with Bodo's representation in the Champions League. From Bodo Glimt, they are called Kazakhstan. Macho say Bodo for one the Arctic Circle. Kazakhstan for one crowd, and Europe for one Asia. They are the easternmost club of Champions League in history. The most eastern club west in east in north in south in intimen sabe nifa say no omo wa etifino wa enti ye ka Europe na omo wa Europe no neto ana ne nsa neto mensa nifa neto omo shechire kura onfa Kazakhstan map nento so bio. So the toswa you will see that Kazakhstan is closer to Nepal and China than it is to Italy. So we know. Debi Kazakhstan ne wa Russia ase no. Kyrgyzstan ene wa ansa no do China ne Turkmenistan. Good. In fact, there were European countries bia. Ometimi abo Europe and ometimi abo Asia. Turkey ka ho, Russia ka ho, Kazakhstan ka ho. And then ubenya Armenia so ka ho bi. They cannot play for Asia or play in Europe. Denti a who say Kairat ne Kyrgyzstan mu no or Kazakhstan ne to into a Kyrgyzstan mu anesa and are you closer to Asia than to Europe? Among can be. It is an old club, ya teacher yache, but in Tokwane we na or my femininity they have not been able to establish until Sikenipi or Momosi Sama be by or this Kabe Remo. So Mosi Sama ne buy and Wabeshe team ne team. And now they are bitter rivals, no? Astana. Now on the same map, Astana no one baby a Ekekako Ukraine no. Astana ne ben baby a Ukraine ne war no. Into Omumi no Muntem. And they are the two biggest clubs in Kazakhstan's football history. And the Sanka Kotokwane has wa. Astana na bo Champions League ni bida. 2015-2016.
Patrick Chuma is more time.
And today be omo bobo biana omu shiape. Yedi omo mpoa. Yedi omatem. Oh, more than my local champions, more than did this. And this is the most supported club, Kairat. Sadia. And yes, we be here. And it is only remarkable, say, it had to take a local champion to push them to that level. And that is Temelan Anabekov, the goalkeeper. On the movie, on Ofi Kairat Omo Academy. First leg, Anna keeper no ye starter, Eko Praniti, Anna we be dem 15 minutes. Second leg, keeper no recover, and TS on one a dem. He made 5 solid saves in 120 minutes against Glasgow Celtic. Then in the penalty shootout, Ochinipa miensa penalties. Yes, or more bat watching, or more bono watching. To ensure they get there. So in making history for Kairat, it had to take a local boy to ensure that NMO history is so beautiful. Yeah. They are the easternmost club to play in the UEFA Champions League. And the last one will be Pafos. And many know Ntina.
David Luiz.
Yeah. More dear. But the interesting thing is that once or more qualify ni no. Uyi Kairata, your Chelsea ni hubon womo. That sounds Stapayev. That's 16, 17-year-old boy, no. Or a Chelsea boy. Or Beba Chelsea summer 2026. He's part of the Cairo team no. Oba Pafos so W is so about Chelsea ni bida. Ono mbebo Champions League in the Chelsea ho bon wom. Chelsea for no monfa mo hunjim na monjimani. The story of Pafos is remarkable for two reasons na me pesa meka. They are a club in Cyprus. Cyprus for no more mabo Champions League ni bida. Anatosis from Augusta. Ana Apo Nicosia. Omabo Champions League ni bida. But for Pafos, they are the youngest club in the whole of Europe Obebo Champions League nibi. 2014 June near tie. Into onya 15 years simple. They are a small club, but baby I know more. They decided say yanka clubs in mum. Na yenya a good regional representation. They say bianke waha. Na cornerstones, Kotoko, Kuma Pem Stars, ya kikani na boom ni ayeno Great Ashanti United. Na say no represent Greater Kumasi ewo eye Ghana ye league nim sa na Pafos de na yenti ye ka clubs mienu abomu omo the Pafos region ho Kulika and Pafos ye ka omo bomu a na omanya one solid team ebe represent omo. How did they do this? They believed in history, but they also believed in modernity. Say football na baby edru no, so omoka some the local talent nkwa na ya enye ye. But there's something symbolic about them. Shadrack and Mame, Pafos for no, or more logo. Ubon se nipa biti them, anameboa. Yes, onya de toswa. Then we'll delve deeper into it. A trainer dem ne our whole story.
So Pafos logo. Ubon se nipa ti, a nice guy. Ubon se uswa. Aisa akoda aisa pengi. And that story is more political, but it is inspiring as well. And it is believed say. Sa story no played a crucial role in say a day colonialism the Cyprus against British rule. Edina the others no FC Pafos no match no. It is in Greek. Now Nipa no that was an enemy. He was assassinated at the age of 19 on the 14th of March 1957. In Ghana independence da bang. 6th March anameboa yenya independence no some 7 days ane yedi kunwe e was Cyprus ono ye friend Evagoros Palikaridis. Now Evagoros Palikaridis he was a poet, but he was seen as somebody who stood up against British colonial rule. They said ya Kwame Nkrumah etijina say ye pray ye fan who di as Ghana for no when no so pray Eddie ama Cyprus for no. Na British for no chain ya. And it was okita to one wako bi kra. And yes adia on also death by hanging. Now he has become a symbol of hope and inspiration for them because 57 na yakuru 3 years afterwards Cyprus went on from British rule. And where story no played a part. He's actually the last Cypriot who was assassinated by British colonialists. Cyprus ni biye. Now, Pafos for Nigidi say, when show moon cry because of free sample temwa, Tomud Nenima Toso. He's part of the club. But Omunt mean correct lie on local talent. And from the pre-Champions League number as Omundu baby. Sadia, let's go outside. Brazil for the coach actually is even a Spaniard. Juan Casedo. He was with Unai Emery, second-hand man or no Odinechi Emery no take the books or in the assistant to Unai Emery. Mostly womuju medi omoye e was Sevilla, Paris Saint-Germain, Oba Arsenal, Oba Ebi. E when Emery kwa Aston Villa when the Chianco, he also decided to be his own man. And he be a someone ayana or someone hono as someone fast war. Yankopons were quite of fast war so they also when munya mount. If you serve someone well and then in a loyal manner. Into someone also assume now he's his own man. And yes, idea you made the be a bang. Washesha Pafos team no. Baby Odio Mabedrunier. He's in the Champions League as his own man. And that is the remarkable story of the three clubs. Story ni in yes, a Quachia DFA this can playing in the Champions League phase alone will fetch them not less than 40 million euros. Clubs ya Bodo nano or more budget at the end of the year more 7 million euros. Into